Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Battlefield Tactics with me, Whoopsie. I'm sure you all know that situation. You're trying to rush down the hill to get to the second MCOM on Damavand Peak, but there are MG campers and snipers absolutely everywhere. You can barely advance, and as soon as you pop your head out, you're done. Half of your team is also sniping, which doesn't really help at all, and it just creates a situation in which you can't advance a single inch because everything's just covered off by snipers. And that's why I'm gonna show you a tactic with which you can increase the probability that you're gonna win by a lot. Basically, as soon as you take the first set of MCOMs, you run to the entrance of the base and you jump into the Jeep as soon as it appears, and you drive down the hill as soon as you can with or without a machine gunner. Because the Jeep is key to taking the second set of MCOMs on this map. As you drive down the hill, watch out for mines, and if you see enemies on the hill, take a quick stop, switch into the gunner position and take out those pesky enemies. So, as you reach the enemy base, you've got two choices now. If the house on the right is not occupied by the enemy yet, you can just simply put the Jeep into this area behind that wall. Because from here, you've got perfect overview over the spawn route of the enemies. So all the enemies that are now spawning have to take this route across this wide open area, and your gunner has clear visual on them and can take them out.
Give me more food. I love to shoot. Give me more food. More food make me good.
The wall protects you from RPGs, but still make sure that no guys with RPGs, C4 or other stuff come close to you, and drive away from the grenades because they can damage your car. But if you're alone, just park the Jeep here in this position, jump into the gunner seat and do your best to keep away the infantry from disarming the MCOM. But if there are mines on the road or at the entrance, or the enemy has already taken up position in the house on the right, you can just drive the Jeep into this little corner here behind the wall. And now what you should do is you should try to clear out as much of the enemies around you as you can, and prevent the enemy from taking up position ahead of this wall as well. By doing that, you are creating an important time window for your teammates to catch up with you and secure the right side of the base. And that is very important because from this house on the right side and from the position behind that wall that we saw earlier, you can cut off the enemy supply routes and you can just essentially pin down the enemy at the spawn point. So basically your aim is to capture the house on the right. That's not very difficult to do. The enemies aren't expecting you, so jump in from the back through the window, kill all the enemies in the house, and put down your spawn beacon and your tugs so your friends can spawn in on you and so that you know if more enemies are approaching. So now you have to defend the house, and from the windows you can take out any enemies standing around, which allows your friends to catch up with you and secure the right perimeter. Once you have done that, you've pretty much won the base. Sometimes the house has already been destroyed. In that case, you need to take hold in the ruins of the house. That's a bit more difficult, but it does still work. Don't forget to put down the tags and the spawn beacon so your friends can spawn in and so you can see enemy movement around you. I'm sure you have already noticed that I'm playing with the Recon. Normally you wouldn't see him at the front, but I think he's perfectly suited for this role, because with the spawn beacon you can spawn in your friends in the middle of the enemy base, and the tags helps you to detect enemy movement around you so you can take them out swiftly and silently. My weapon of choice is the UMP-45 with the silencer and the laser sight. The silencer allows me to take out enemies swiftly and silently and without appearing on the minimap, and the laser allows me to hipfire the UMP very accurately, which really helps in close combat situations. As a sidearm, I have the M1911 also silenced, and with these two silenced weapons I'm perfectly kitted out to take out enemies swiftly and silently at close quarter distances. Okay, so let's go back to tactics. Let's look at the case where your Jeep gets destroyed or your team loses the Jeep, and you basically have to look for an alternative route. One alternative is to parachute in, but that's kinda difficult because you might get shot easily in the air. The other route is quite nice. You can go around the right side out of the playable area, and I'm just gonna demonstrate it here. So you run around at the edge of the map, you get some air, and then you run around these rocks You jump over this little ridge, and voila, you're in the enemy base. Well guys, that was my approach to capture the second set of MCOMs on Damavand Peak. There are of course a lot of other tactics. For example, you can charge down the hill with smoke grenades, but this is my favorite one and I've used it quite a few times, and so far it has worked really well for me. Currently I'm planning more videos on how to capture MCOMs on Damavand Peak and other maps as well. If you have any suggestions, or if you want to see a particular set of MCOMs on a particular map discussed in the video, just write it to me in the commentary section. If you enjoyed the video, I would really appreciate it if you could give me a thumbs up, because that helps my video to be found. Thanks for watching and see you next time.